Vusi Mahlasela when you come back, 1536. Zion Davids. She's with the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation. As usual, year in, year out, that institution is quite busy with lots and lots of programs. So today, I've got Zion Davids joining us to tell us more about the youth camp coming up. Zion.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good as usual. The institute is busy, yeah? Doing a lot of programs.
All the time.
What are you up to? What are you doing? What's really happening?
Well, the big thing for this year is the youth camp that we're having. Last year we had our first one, and this year is going to be the second annual IJR youth camp. Our theme for this year is freedom to create change. And it's all about kind of locating ourselves within this 20 years of democracy and just interrogating what it is, what do we mean by freedom, what responsibilities come with freedom, but also what potential do we as young people have to create positive change within our communities and within our country at large. So the Institute is looking for 30 young, energetic, vibrant youths from the Western Cape between the ages of 16 and 30, and they are invited to participate in a 5-day youth camp. And the camp will be running from the 27th of April to the 1st of May, and it is all expenses paid. So all we want is for 30 young people who are really interested and who have been kind of dealing with these issues of what it is that we as young people need to do. And if they want to meet other young people from across the Western Cape who are also dealing with these issues, then they should apply. It's going to be an exciting 5 days, and then also consequent to the 5 days, it will be followed by 6 leadership development workshops, which will happen once a month after the camp.
I remember last year we had a chat. How successful was this last year? Just a quick recap on it, and I see it's back again this year. The mere fact that you brought it back, then it should be, it was promising.
Yeah, it was a highly successful camp, and we had a great turnout. A lot of people applied, and it was really difficult to kind of select only 30 from the numerous applications, but we got 30, and it was a very successful camp. The young people came up with ideas. They shared it with each other in terms of what they were going to do after the camp in their communities, and many of them have gone on to doing these projects within their communities, and they'll also be part of this year's camp, just to share their experiences with the new participants, but also to kind of show them that, you know, as young people, we are capable of doing things and bringing about change within our communities. And 2 participants of 2 youth from the Kriel Youth Leadership Development project, they were then selected to go to Qatar for the WISE conference. So there's a lot of opportunities available for young people who want to be part of this project.
Excellent. The program sounds wonderful. I'm wondering, Zion, by the way, my name is Drew. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Very well, thank you. What kind of things are you looking for in these participants?
Well, the main thing is for participants who kind of show a passion about issues of social justice, you know, and just questioning why it is that we are in the situation that we are. We are also calling for young people who feel like they can make a positive change, and they might just need a few tools that we could equip them with in terms of networking and finding like-minded people to engage with. So anybody who's got a passion for community work, but also has hopes and dreams for the country and wants to kind of bring their 10 cents to the collection plate.
Oh, excellent. And when did this year's camp start?
It starts on the 27th of April until the 1st of May. And they can just send their applications, if that's fine, if I can give you the details for that.
Oh, please.
They can submit in 3 ways. So either they can write a short write-up, not very long, either a write-up, or they can send a voice recording or even a video clip where they tell us why they want to be part of the Youth and Reconciliation Camp and also what freedom means to them. So they can just send it through to my email address, which is Swartz, ESWARTZ @ijr.org.za. But also they can go to our website at www.ijr.org.za, and there they'll find all the information that they need regarding the camp.
Zion, I like to go delve into deep, to politicize this thing. If not, you remember a couple of years ago, especially the youth, we used to call them the lost generation. Remember? We used to call them the lost generation. And it was a bad thing for us to call them that. I'm sure you disagree with what we were saying to them a couple of years ago, out of what came out of this conference, this session started last year, what they can provide. It's either we should take the blame because we didn't open the doors for them,
Exactly, and also because they are kind of burdened with this kind of negative thinking around young people. And I mean, if you are constantly told that you aren't capable of anything, I mean, you end up not doing something. But I think that it's up to us to kind of change that narrative around young people and change how we speak about them, but also how we think about the potential that young people have. And I mean, we do not even have to look far. South Africa is just bursting at the seams with young people who are wanting to make a difference and who are feeling passionate and who are not apathetic and who are not a lost generation. And the previous participants kind of showed that, and they continue to kind of impress us with the things that they're doing.
Just for information, the people who are speaking to you, who are joining me, also, I would say it's also a youth program. Drew is also from States, Connecticut.
I am,
And then we've also another student here from Denmark.
Wow.
And also part of, how you see other countries. They encourage they encourage their youth to take leadership now, sending them out to countries like, South Africa, and you also did the same. You sent some few to Qatar, as you've mentioned.
Yes, to Qatar, where they had the opportunity to also then engage with young people from across the world around issues of youth activism, but also the role that young people have to play in all aspects of society, whether that be in education, whether that be, within the formal structures. So that was a really awesome experience for them.
What's the theme of this session, this year's?
Well, the theme for this year is freedom to create change. And we want to kind of focus on that. The reason why we chose this theme was because it's got this you get a sense of action that might come from this. So it's not that we've got this freedom now, and we constantly reminded about what happened for us to enjoy this. But the emphasis is now that as young people, we have that creative ability. We can actually create. So it's kind of just encouraging young people to take up that and to tap into it, because it's there. And you know what? I've been thinking with this everything that's been happening in Cape Town lately, with big MCs coming here and residing here and choosing this as their place. I read an article written that kind of just said that it's weird that other people have to come here to tell us the potential that we have, or the awesome place that we find ourselves in. Sometimes we feel like this country, it's got a lot of issues, but other people can recognize that there's something happening here. And I think that it's up to young people to kind of be made aware of that and to tap into that and to claim it.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite things about Cape Town is the way that, especially with these different groups, these activist groups or what have you, the way that they engage young people and talk about them in a positive way. And get them involved positively. A lot of the time when you have young people who are involved in things that aren't so aren't so legal or whatever, positive, that's a better way of putting it, you hear them talked about negatively, and there's a lot of shaming, and instead there's a lot more encouragement going on. There's a lot of opportunities being created. So I think that's definitely the way to go, and I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. And so I'm hoping that there's a lot of young people listening, and a lot of people will kind of send through the applications and just come with this journey, and see what it means to, when people engage with somebody that they normally wouldn't, there's that special moment in that interaction where you just feel like something can happen. And I think that's what we're trying to encourage. And with a project throughout the year, we try and go to different sites within the city that hold particular meaning, that have a particular history, and that can kind of feed into the discussions that we have. So as part of the apart from meeting new people and engaging with important issues, you get to see the city that we live in from a different perspective, and we get to engage with space in a different way. And sometimes young people, I was astounded that last year some of the participants had never even been to the CBD, and they had grown up in Cape Town. They parents, they're probably third generation living here, but not having access to spaces because of everything, structures and whatever. So it's kind of opening that up and encouraging young people to move through spaces and move through spaces that they normally wouldn't have, because that's where you kind of engage with others in a way that is more meaningful.
Oh yeah, sometimes you need to be you need something to kind of instigate you to go and explore new spaces and things. You get really comfortable in your own area, particularly again if you're feeling disenfranchised, if people are kind of putting you in this box as an at-risk person rather than a person who really needs opportunity. I think it's a much better way of framing it.
Definitely, and that's a way of blurring the boundaries between the periphery and the center, and the marginalized communities. And I think that the coming and the going between these barriers that have been constructed is really important, especially in this point in our history, 20 years into democracy. It's important that we kind of build on the progress, because the progress has been made. So building on that and continuing the legacy of, Ashley Kriel.
I'm the only one who knows Ashley. Unfortunately, they're asking, "Do you know Ashley Kriel? Ashley Kriel, have you heard of it?" No.
A lot of people don't know Ashley Kriel. So maybe I could just give you a quick. He was a 20-year-old freedom fighter who got killed on the Cape Flats. 20 years old, and he was already an MK cadre. And he was one of the first casualties from the Cape Flats. And we kind of using him as just to commemorate the role that young people have played in the struggle. But I think that it's important to focus on what young people are also doing now, and to kind of merge those two, and not to lose it.
All over, at least in Cape Town, all over Cape Town, I'm seeing young people becoming more and more involved, and a lot of people, like I said before, creating opportunities. I was out a couple weeks ago at a human rights training weekend with a bunch of people from Cape Town and then from all around Africa, actually. So it's just for me, it's wonderful to see young people, again, getting involved and people creating opportunities for them to get involved, because that passion will go somewhere. And rather than having it to a negative place, create positive opportunities, it's good for everyone.
Definitely.
Zion, I'll ask you quite a daunting question now. The criteria, selection criteria, how do you choose a person in order to be part of this? What's the process?
Because we don't want this, we said that we wanted either written or recorded or a video. So it's not based on how well you write or how well you speak. It's all about kind of how you engage with this idea of freedom, and whether your engagement with it, be it in a video recording, voice recording, or written piece, if it shows some kind of depth in terms of, or even a need or a desire to learn more, that's how we will kind of select it. And also, we encourage everybody to enter and apply in whatever language they feel most comfortable in, and not feel like they are confined to English. And then we'll obviously get translators, and we'll translate it should the need arise.
And gender?
Gender, men, female, woman, everybody. Please, everybody apply. That's an important aspect in the work that we do as well, to be more aware of gender dynamics and how that plays out.
I would suggest 75-25.
Excuse me, 25.
It's obvious, come on.
50-50.
Huh? No, 75-25 until we get to 50-50. But 75, you know how the society has been unequal, so we have to put things straight now. We can't be equal now. So we should make it 75-25. 25% men and 75% women.
No.
Yeah,
don't say no, Drew.
No,
Katrina wants to ask you a question here.
I just wonder if there's any age requirements.
Well, the age is from 16 to 50 years old. And the reason why we want to do that is we don't want to, last year we saw how beautiful it worked, having older young people and kind of school learners and engaging with each other and the sharing that happens there. But we also don't want it to be too young, seeing that they are going to be maximum 30-year-olds. So 16 to 30.
Let's talk about people who will be running these workshops now. Who are they?
The people that will be running the workshops, it will be myself and also an external facilitator, Khadija Higa. And she's a poet, but she also does a lot of work in terms of diversity training, in terms of breaking stereotypes and working with young people. So I think it will be a really exciting project.
Okay. I thought I was also invited to come and talk about what we did in the 80s, man.
Always open to you, Basi.
To talk about what we did in the 80s, man.
Start that conversation.
Again, the people can visit. Which website can they visit?
they can visit our website, www.ijr.org.za. And if they've got any questions, they can just contact me directly. My email address is eswartz@ijr.org.za.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. Thank you so much.
It's a great
Have
pleasure.
a good day.
Call us
Okay,
again to give us information about how it went, huh?
Sure, I
Bye-bye.
will do.
Oh,
Okay, bye-bye, Vasu.
Before we go, I'm sorry. You said that they could leave a voice recording. Is there a phone number that they could reach you at to leave that recording?
Yes, they could reach me on 076
Okay.
190
190
62
62
69.
69. Thank you so very much.
But I think that
The mustn't say, please call me. Charlotte. I know they don't have
please.
airtime.
No, please call me, please. But I think, I think that number will be fine.
All
Okay,
right.
excellent.
Thank you,
so
Zion.
much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
A
Bye-bye.
pleasure. Fine. Bye. That's Zion Davids. She's with Institute for Justice and Reconciliation. And Drew just want to sum up what the whole thing was all about.
All right, so the name of the theme of the program is Freedom to Create Change. It's a camp. It's happening later this spring, and applicants submit either a short written or a recorded video or recorded voice recording about why they want to get involved with the program in any language. So feel comfortable to do it in any language you want. And the age requirements are 16 to 30, so a broad range there.
Yep.
For more information, you can visit www.ijr.org.za. You can reach her by email at eswartz@ijr.org.za or by telephone at 076 190 6269. So absolutely get out there if you're excited and get in touch with her.
Of course, the youth are the future.
I'm excited about it. I'm a little bit older than 30, but I was...
But you look so young. I thought
I am,
you were
I know.
16.
I know.
I just 1553. This is Back Chat.